Well, all day today, our I-Team is exploring how our state's unemployment system failed thousands of jobless Wisconsin residents during the pandemic.
The state received 1 million unemployment applications since March 15th, and today thousands of them are still waiting for their money.
Kristen Byrne explains how a neglected unemployment system crumbled under the weight of the pandemic.
Months of waiting left Wisconsins jobless, frustrated.
I've never once asked for anything from the state of Wisconsin. I paid my taxes. And then the minute it goes south, everybody loses their job and the state can't figure out how to get the money into people's hands through a system that they made so convoluted and difficult to access the money to it.
The state asked the more than 94,000 people waiting for benefits to be patient as they work through the backlog.
We have been patient. We all have been very patient. We've been more than patient.
It's a massive problem.
Victor Forberger is a Wisconsin labor attorney closely following the unemployment crisis. He says changes to the unemployment system made years ago led to honest mistakes that raise red flags on those applications.
As a lot of people are finding out, it's incredibly complicated and you don't understand what's being asked of you. So you either guess or you call someone to try and get some help.
The I-Team partnered with the nonprofit news service Wisconsin Watch to understand how the unemployment system got to this point. The Department of Workforce Development, the agency in charge of unemployment benefits, pointed to outdated claims processing software from the 1970s as a major reason for the backlog. Wisconsin Watch reports that in 2007, then Democratic Governor Jim Doyle pulled the plug on a $24 million overhaul to the unemployment system, as the companies contracted to do the work were about to go over budget. In an open records request, the I-Team found that the DWD, under Democratic Governor Tony Evers, reached out to at least 5 companies last year to potentially replace the outdated system. A spokesperson said, quote, "The DWD leadership began looking at multi-year funding options. Unfortunately, COVID-19 hit with full effect before the department could move forward." But it's not just the software to blame. In 2011, Wisconsin Watch reports Republicans under Governor Scott Walker enacted a number of changes to unemployment laws, including a 1-week waiting period for benefits, disqualifying people on federal disability, and increasing criminal penalties for false statements made on applications. Walker later restricted the governor's ability to waive certain requirements for government benefits like unemployment just before Evers took office. Forberger says those additional hurdles meant fewer people tried to access benefits. In 2007, 50% of Wisconsin workers had access unemployment at one point in their careers. According to a national study in 2016, that number dropped to 32%.
People stopped looking to unemployment benefits when they lost a job. And they just would go to short-term work at a fast food restaurant or other low-wage work to make ends meet. So that essentially low-wage work became a substitute for the unemployment system.
Forberger says staffing at the DWD reflected that neglect. At the start of the pandemic, just 90 people worked in the department's call center. Wisconsin Watch reports a 2014 audit of the DWD found 80% of calls were automatically blocked during high volume times. Another audit in 2020 uncovered only 1 in every 200 calls actually got through to the department during the pandemic.
It's like trying to duct tape a support beam that's broken in your house. It's not going to work.
Wisconsin isn't alone in its inability to get benefits out to people quickly during the pandemic. Wisconsin Watch reports that nationwide, 56% of unemployment claims were paid from March to August. But Wisconsin falls below that national average, only paying 42.5% of claims. Forberger says one thing the state can do right now is educate people trying to navigate the complicated system.
Other states have done advertising, media campaigns to explain this stuff. Massachusetts did town halls, Zoom town halls, where people could call up and ask about their claims.
It may not help the 94,000 people still waiting for claims, but it could help the thousands more filing for the first time every week.
And this is a social safety net that we've all earned as citizens of this state. And the powers that be have made it almost impossible to get it.
For the I-Team, I'm Kristen Byrne.
Kristen, thank you. And you just got to feel for the people who are still waiting all these months later for some sort of relief.
The frustration, I mean, that's the thing that just continues to seep through. They're not asking for something to which they're not entitled. They're not asking for favors. Just give me what I earned. I think the frustration is what I'm getting. And I posted her stuff on social media as well. A lot of people continue to comment on that. And they're grateful for her efforts.
Absolutely. And people contacted me saying they have a similar problem too, and are reaching out to Kristen as well. So the I-Team dug deeper into the crisis as it unfolded this spring and summer. Coming up on TMJ4 News at 6, we're going to take a look at the money the state spent on the unemployment crisis and if it was the best use of taxpayer dollars. And then coming up tonight at 10, possible solutions to the problem. You can find all of our reports right now at tmj4.com/unemployment.